This is the Voices of Hope, your platform for inspiration, connection, and the relentless pursuit of a better world. I am your host, Fabrice Somborn. And today we're diving deep into a subject that is vitally important for women's health, mammograms and the impact of radiation exposure. For many women, the idea of getting a mammogram can be a source of anxiety and confusion. You might have concerns about the radiation involved, wonder how the procedure works, or question how often you need to get screened. Well, you're not alone. Understanding the intricacies of mammograms is essential for making informed decisions about your health. In this episode, we aim to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of mammography. We'll delve into how mammograms work, the differences between traditional 2D mammography and the more advanced 3D mammography, and why early detection is so crucial. You may have heard rumors and myths about the high risks associated with radiation from mammograms. We'll debunk these myths and put your mind at ease by comparing the radiation levels in mammograms to everyday sources of radiation that we are all exposed to. We'll also discuss the stringent regulations and standards that ensure your safety during these screenings. But that's not all. We'll really illustrate the importance of regular mammograms in reducing breast cancer mortality rates. We'll look at compelling statistical data and health benefits, showing you just how vital these screenings are for early detection and successful treatment outcomes. We'll also venture into some innovative techniques in breast cancer detection, such as the remarkable work of tactile examiners like Sakshi Dalmia. These dedicated professionals use their heightened sense of touch to detect abnormalities that even the most advanced machines might miss. We'll explore Bayer's revolutionary Discovering Hands project and its global impact in early breast cancer detection. Additionally, we'll examine some alternative screening methods such as MRIs, ultrasounds, and breast thermography. While these may sound appealing, we will explain why they should complement, not replace, mammograms in specific cases. As we go on this journey, we'll break down the various risk factors for breast cancer, from lifestyle choices to genetic mutations and previous radiation treatments. Knowing these risk factors will help you understand why some women might need earlier or more frequent screenings. We'll also address some common questions and concerns. If you're worried about the potential pain of the procedure, or if you're confused about when to start screening, we'll offer practical tips and advice to make the experience as comfortable and stress-free as possible. So, whether you're a woman approaching the age for your first mammogram, a seasoned veteran of annual screenings, or someone who simply wants to be more informed, stay tuned. This episode is packed with information that could potentially save your life or the life of someone you love. Thank you for joining us on the Voices of Hope podcast. Let's get started, and together, we'll uncover the facts about mammograms and radiation exposure, empowering you with the knowledge to take proactive steps in your health journey. This is the Voices of Hope. A mammogram is a specialized medical imaging technique that plays a crucial role in the early detection of breast cancer. At its core, a mammogram is an X-ray of the breast, designed specifically to examine breast tissue. What sets it apart from other types of X-rays is the lower dose of radiation it employs, which is essential for capturing detailed images of breast tissue while minimizing exposure to harmful radiation. The procedure involves two plates that compress the breast to spread out the tissue. This compression is necessary to obtain the clearest possible images. By flattening the breast tissue, radiologists can better see through the tissue and detect any abnormalities, such as tumors, cysts, or calcifications. While the idea of compression might sound uncomfortable, it's key to accurate imaging and generally takes just a few seconds. In recent years, technology has advanced to include 3D mammography, also known as tomosynthesis. This newer approach takes multiple low-dose X-ray images from different angles, creating a three-dimensional picture of the breast. Unlike traditional 2D mammograms, which take two flat images of the breast, 3D mammography allows radiologists to see through layers of tissue, reducing the chances of tissue overlap that can obscure findings. This is particularly beneficial for women with dense breast tissue, where traditional 2D mammograms might miss small lesions or make it harder to interpret the images clearly. Now, why is this important? early detection of breast cancer can significantly improve the outcome and survival rates. Mammograms are the most effective screening tool available for detecting breast cancer in its earliest stages before symptoms even appear. They can find cancer up to 3 years before it can be felt. The goal is to catch cancer when it is smaller and most treatable, often before it has spread to other parts of the body. It's also important to distinguish between screening and diagnostic mammograms. Screening mammograms are used as a preventive measure for women who have no apparent symptoms. They are typically recommended annually for women over 40 or earlier, for those with higher risk factors. On the other hand, diagnostic mammograms are performed when there are symptoms such as lumps, pain, or nipple discharge. These are more detailed and take longer because they aim to diagnose a specific concern rather than just screen for potential abnormalities. One common concern about mammograms is the radiation exposure. It's vital to understand that the amount of radiation used in a mammogram is exceedingly low. To put it in perspective, the radiation dose from a standard mammogram is about 0.4 millisieverts, MSV, which is roughly equivalent to the amount of radiation a person gets from their natural surroundings over 7 weeks. Regulatory bodies like the Mammography Quality Standards Act and the Food and Drug Administration closely monitor and regulate the doses to ensure patient safety. Another significant factor is the high accuracy of modern mammography. Studies have shown that regular mammography screenings contribute to a 41% reduction in the risk of dying from breast cancer. This is especially critical because breast cancer is the most common cancer among women, and early detection through effective screening is a critical component of saving lives. In addition to technological advancements and regulatory safety measures, medical professionals continually work on improving the patient experience during mammograms. Many clinics now offer 3D mammography that not only gives clearer and more accurate results, but also uses sophisticated software to minimize the number of false positives and unnecessary callbacks for additional testing. In summary, mammograms are an indispensable tool in the fight against breast cancer. Their ability to detect cancer early through low-dose radiation imaging makes them vital for women's health. Understanding the difference between 2D and 3D mammography enriches this comprehension, emphasizing how far technology has come in providing clearer, more accurate diagnoses. The slight discomfort and very minimal radiation exposure involved are far outweighed by the life-saving potential of these screenings. If you're of age or have risk factors, scheduling your routine mammogram could be a key step in preserving your health and well-being. Now let's tackle a common concern that deters many women from getting mammograms, the fear of high radiation risks. This concern, while understandable, is largely based on misconceptions. Let's set the record straight. Firstly, it's crucial to understand that the radiation dose used in mammograms is extremely low. In fact, it's even less than what you would get from a standard X-ray. To put it into perspective, the average daily background radiation that we're all exposed to from our natural environment amounts to around 3 millisieverts, MSV per year. The dose you receive from a mammogram? Around 0.4 millisieverts for a standard 2-view mammogram. That's only about 7 weeks of natural background radiation. Many women hear the word radiation and immediately think of risks associated with things like radiation therapy or perhaps even nuclear incidents. However, the type and amount of radiation used in mammograms are nowhere near those levels. The dose is so minute that scientists and doctors have measured it meticulously and found it to be very safe. Dr. Frank Hoffman, a German gynecologist, notes that the benefits of early cancer detection via mammography overwhelmingly outweigh these minimal risks. Stringent regulations are also in place to ensure your safety.
We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Wondercraft. Imagine transforming your ideas into captivating podcasts, engaging ads, or immersive audiobooks in any language, all with just a few clicks. Wondercraft makes it easy for everyone, from seasoned creators to beginners, and you can start for free. Whether you want to share your story, promote your business, or entertain an audience, Wondercraft has you covered. Experience the magic of Wondercraft yourself using our affiliate link in the description. It helps our channel grow. Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your content and reach a global audience. Dive into the future of content creation with Wondercraft today.
The Mammography Quality and Standards Act, MQSA, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, strictly control the amount of radiation used in mammograms. These regulations help maintain low radiation levels while maximizing the screening's effectiveness. In fact, radiologists are trained to balance the fine line between using just enough radiation to get a clear image of breast tissue and keeping the exposure as low as possible. Earlier studies, such as those studying atomic bomb survivors in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, have shown a relationship between high radiation exposure and cancer risk. However, it's important not to conflate those findings with the controlled, low-dose exposure during a mammogram. According to the United States National Academy of Sciences Biologic Effects of Ionizing Radiation, BR7 group, an average dose of 3.7 milligrams for a 2-view mammogram would result in a very low lifetime risk of radiation-induced breast cancer. The statistics are far from the alarming numbers associated with high radiation doses. Furthermore, there's a well-designed balance when it comes to the benefits and risks of mammography. Mammograms save lives. They can detect breast cancer long before it manifests physically. This early detection is crucial because it allows for treatments that can often be much less invasive and more effective. For example, localized cancers detected early via mammography can sometimes be treated without removing the entire breast. Such early interventions significantly improve prognosis and survival rates. Another important point to note is the technological advancements in mammography. Modern 3D mammography, or tomosynthesis, uses even lower doses of radiation by taking multiple low-dose images of the breast from different angles. This method reduces the confusion caused by overlapping tissues, particularly in women with dense breast tissue, and provides a clearer, more detailed picture. This helps radiologists make more accurate diagnoses with the least amount of radiation possible. Still, some women worry about anxiety, the fear surrounding the pain of the procedure or the results of the mammogram. It's a common concern, but the reality is avoiding mammograms due to these fears may have dire consequences. Mammograms, especially when done regularly, are the best tools we have for early detection of breast cancer. The minimal radiation risk is far outweighed by the potential to catch cancer early, when it is most treatable. For those at higher risk, such as women with a family history of breast cancer, the necessity of regular mammograms becomes even more critical. While there are alternatives like MRIs and ultrasounds, which we'll discuss later, these are generally not recommended as primary screening tools because they don't offer the same balanced effectiveness that mammograms do. To those concerned about the radiation risk, rest assured, the advantages of early detection vastly surpass the tiny risk posed by such low doses of radiation. By opting for regular mammograms, you're taking a proactive step in protecting your health. These regulated low-dose screenings serve as an invaluable tool in our ongoing fight against breast cancer. So, speak with your healthcare provider today and make an informed decision about your screening schedule. After all, peace of mind and good health are worth it. Regular mammograms are a vital tool in the fight against breast cancer. The data overwhelmingly supports their significance in reducing mortality rates from this disease. So let's delve into why regular mammograms are so crucial, backed by statistical evidence and real-world benefits. First, it's important to understand how mammograms work and their role in detecting breast cancer. A mammogram is essentially an X-ray of the breast that can identify abnormalities in the tissue long before they're palpable or detectable by other means. This early detection is pivotal. When breast cancer is found early, before it has spread, treatment can be highly effective and less invasive. Imagine a scenario where a malignant tumor is found at a stage so early that it's barely formed. This can significantly reduce the need for aggressive treatments like mastectomies or chemotherapy. According to a study published by the New England Journal of Medicine, women who participate in regular mammography screenings experience a 41% reduction in breast cancer mortality. This means that out of 100 women, 41 lives are potentially saved simply through regular screening. When you consider that breast cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death among women, The life-saving implications of this statistic become profoundly clear. The American Cancer Society recommends that women start annual mammograms by the age of 45, though they have the option to begin at 40. Women who are at higher risk due to factors like family history or genetic mutations should consult their healthcare providers about starting even earlier. These guidelines are designed to maximize early detection, thus reducing mortality rates even further. Let's look at the numbers more closely. Out of every 1,000 women who get a mammogram, about 100 will be called back for additional testing. Of these, about 20 will need a biopsy to further investigate an abnormality, and around 5 will be diagnosed with breast cancer. While this might seem like a small number, catching these 5 cases early can make a world of difference for those women and their families. Dr. Karla Kerlikowski, a professor of medicine, noted in her studies that the earlier breast cancer is detected, the higher the 5-year survival rate. For instance, the survival rate for localized breast cancer, cancer that hasn't spread beyond the breast, is an impressive 99%. This starkly contrasts with a much lower survival rate when the cancer is detected at a more advanced stage. Therefore, the earlier the detection, the better the prognosis, and the less rigorous the treatment. Moreover, routine mammography has another significant benefit. It can lead to more breast conservation. When breast cancer is identified early, there's often no need to resort to full mastectomies. Instead, less invasive procedures like lumpectomies can be used, where only the cancerous tissue is removed, leaving the rest of the breast intact. This not only has physical and medical benefits, but also profound psychological and emotional implications for the patient. We should also discuss the evolving technology in mammography, which further underscores its importance. The advent of 3D mammography or tomosynthesis has revolutionized early detection. This technology takes multiple low-dose X-ray images of the breast from different angles, creating a three-dimensional picture. This allows radiologists to examine the breast layer by layer, significantly improving the detection rate of small, potentially cancerous lesions, especially in women with dense breast tissues. Studies have shown that 3D mammography can detect 20 to 65% more invasive breast cancers compared to traditional 2D mammography, and also reduces the number of false positives by up to 40%. Another study by the American Society of Clinical Oncology found that regular mammograms could not only save lives, but also reduce the cost of treatment by catching cancer at an earlier, more treatable stage. Early detection usually means less extensive treatment, shorter hospital stays, and a quicker return to everyday life, financial and emotional costs that are hard to quantify but immensely significant. It's also essential to note that beyond technology and statistics, the human aspect of regular mammograms remains paramount. The peace of mind that comes with regular screenings cannot be overstated. For many women, knowing they're regularly screened helps mitigate the anxiety and fear surrounding potential breast cancer. Knowing you're taking an active step in monitoring your health allows for a greater sense of control and security. To sum up, regular mammograms are indispensable in the early detection and treatment of breast cancer, significantly reducing mortality rates and improving quality of life. They are not just a medical procedure, but a life-saving tool that every woman should consider as part of their regular health regimen. The statistics and studies make it abundantly clear. When it comes to breast cancer, early detection through regular mammograms can make all the difference in the world. Innovative techniques in breast cancer detection are reshaping the way we understand and approach early diagnosis. One such groundbreaking method involves the use of tactile examiners. Today, we're diving deep into the story of Sakshi Dalmia, a visually impaired examiner whose remarkable sense of touch is saving lives. Sakshi Dalmia, born with the gift of heightened tactile sensitivity, has turned her visual impairment into an extraordinary advantage. Working as a tactile examiner at Discovering Hands, a not-for-profit initiative, she plays a pivotal role in the early detection of breast cancer. Discovering Hands was founded by German gynecologist Dr. Frank Hoffmann, who recognized that blind and visually impaired women could possess an exceptional ability to detect the smallest irregularities that even experienced doctors might overlook. So how does this method work? Using her incredibly sensitive fingertips, Sakshi meticulously examines a patient's breasts, following a strip of tactile tape. This allows her to feel even the tiniest abnormalities, down to the size of 0.5 centimeters, a feat often challenging for sighted professionals. This early detection significantly increases the chances of successful treatment and survival for the patients. The process typically takes around 40 minutes and is non-invasive, making it a comfortable option for many women. However, while Sakshi identifies the anomalies, the responsibility to diagnose and communicate the findings lies with the medical doctors. This dual-layer verification ensures that findings are accurate and appropriately acted upon. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. Discovering Hands has been instrumental in enhancing early breast cancer detection over the last decade in Germany. Due to its success, the initiative has expanded to other countries, including India, with the support of the Bayer Prayas Foundation. In India, breast cancer rates are on an alarming rise, particularly among women aged 30 to 40, a demographic that traditionally hasn't had a reliable detection method until now. Suhas Joshi, the head of corporate social responsibility for Bayer in South Asia, explains that the company's support for Discovering Hands in India aims to bridge this gap. The initiative encourages women to attend regular health checkups and increases awareness about early detection, thus potentially improving outcomes in a population previously underserved in this regard. Adding to the effectiveness, studies and practical applications have demonstrated the reliability of tactile examination. Over a period of 1 year, Sakshi and her peers performed more than 500 screenings. They identified abnormalities in 57 women, all of which were later confirmed through further investigation. But let's not overlook the human element in Sakshi's journey. An eye disease led to her becoming completely blind by age 27, shattering her dreams in the commercial field. Yet, through resilience and an apprenticeship with Discovering Hands, she redefined her life and career. Since 2018, Sakshi has been a qualified medical tactile examiner, helping countless women while ensuring her own livelihood. Tactile examiners worldwide are proving that innovation can come from unexpected places, turning potential disadvantages into life-saving skills. The success of this method also underscores the importance of diverse approaches in healthcare, especially in early detection and preventive measures. Sakshi Dalmia's story is not just about overcoming personal adversity. It's a testament to how innovative techniques in medical science are evolving to create inclusive, effective, and revolutionary detection methods. Her work, along with the support of initiatives like Bayer's Discovering Hands, reminds us that the fight against breast cancer is multifaceted, requiring both technological advances and human innovation. So the next time you hear about tactile examination, remember the story of Sakshi Dalmia and the many women whose lives have been positively impacted by this pioneering approach. Whether through traditional mammography or innovative methods like tactile examination, early detection remains our most powerful tool in combating breast cancer. Now let's talk about mammogram alternatives and some common myths surrounding them. Many women concerned about radiation exposure seek other screening methods like MRIs, ultrasounds, and breast thermography. While these alternatives sound appealing, it's important to separate fact from fiction and understand their roles in breast cancer detection. Firstly, let's delve into MRIs. Magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, is a powerful tool that uses magnetic fields and radio waves to produce detailed images of breast tissue. An MRI does not involve radiation, which is appealing to those concerned about the effects of radiation from mammograms. However, MRI screenings are usually reserved for high-risk cases due to their higher sensitivity. They are excellent at detecting abnormalities that mammograms may miss, particularly in dense breast tissue, but they also produce more false positives, which can lead to unnecessary biopsies and anxiety. MRI is an important complementary tool, especially for women with a genetic predisposition to breast cancer or those with a strong family history. Yet it shouldn't replace mammograms as the primary screening method because of its cost, accessibility issues, and the potential for overdiagnosis. Next, let's discuss ultrasounds. Breast ultrasounds use sound waves to create images of the inside of the breast. They are particularly useful in distinguishing between solid masses and fluid-filled cysts, which can be a common occurrence. Ultrasounds are radiation-free, which makes them a safe addition, particularly for young women or those who need frequent monitoring. However, ultrasounds are not as effective as mammograms in detecting all forms of breast cancer, particularly in the early stages when the disease is most treatable. They are often used as a follow-up test after a mammogram reveals an abnormality, rather than a standalone screening tool. Now, what about breast thermography? Breast thermography is a technique that uses infrared technology to detect heat patterns from the surface of the breasts. Proponents claim that thermography can detect cancer by identifying areas with increased blood flow and heat, which may indicate tumor activity. However, the consensus among leading health organizations, including the American Cancer Society and the FDA, is that thermography alone is not effective as a screening method. It lacks the sensitivity and accuracy required to detect early-stage breast cancer and often misses more subtle signs of the disease. Therefore, thermography should only be considered as an adjunct to more reliable screening methods like mammograms. It's critical to address the myths circulating about these alternative methods. One myth is that MRIs, ultrasounds, and thermography can completely replace mammograms. While they offer valuable additional information and are sometimes used in combination with mammograms, they cannot match the proven effectiveness of mammograms in early detection of breast cancer. Mammograms remain the gold standard for screening because they can detect microcalcifications, tiny deposits of calcium that can indicate early breast cancer, which other methods may miss. Another myth is that these alternatives are risk-free and superior to mammograms. While it's true that they avoid radiation exposure, each comes with its own set of limitations. For example, MRIs can sometimes detect changes that are not cancer, leading to unnecessary biopsies and anxiety. Ultrasounds can miss early signs of cancer, and thermography lacks the proven sensitivity required to serve as a reliable screening tool on its own. One thing is clear: while there are other screening methods available, mammograms have a unique and indispensable role in breast cancer detection. The best approach to breast health is a combination of methods, used strategically based on individual risk factors and medical advice. If a mammogram reveals something unusual, additional tests like an ultrasound or MRI can provide further clarity and guidance. In conclusion, mammogram alternatives like MRIs, ultrasounds, and thermography play important roles, but should be seen as complementary to mammograms, not as replacements. Relying on these alternatives alone carries risks of missed or delayed diagnoses. The key is to maintain a balanced approach, utilizing the strengths of each method to ensure the most accurate and early detection of breast cancer. Stay informed, consult your healthcare provider about the best screening strategy for you, and remember that early detection saves lives. Risk factors for breast cancer are multifaceted, encompassing lifestyle choices, genetic predispositions, and medical histories. Understanding these factors is crucial for determining the best strategies for early detection and efficient treatment. Let's start with lifestyle factors, which are behaviors and choices that might influence one's risk of developing breast cancer. A sedentary lifestyle is a significant contributor. Being inactive can lead to obesity and the accumulation of fat cells, which can produce estrogen. High levels of estrogen are linked to an increased risk of breast cancer. So engaging in regular physical activity and maintaining a healthy weight is not just beneficial for overall health, but also critical in reducing breast cancer risk. Next, we have dietary habits. Consuming a diet high in processed foods, saturated fats, and sugars can also elevate the risk. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, coupled with reduced alcohol consumption, can help mitigate this risk. Similarly, smoking has been conclusively linked to many cancers, including breast cancer. Women who smoke, particularly those who started early in life, have a higher risk of developing the disease. Genetic factors play a profound role as well. Certain genetic mutations, such as those in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes, can dramatically increase the risk. Women who inherit these mutations have up to an 80% chance of developing breast cancer during their lifetime. Genetic counseling and testing can be valuable for those with a family history of breast cancer to understand their risks better and take proactive measures. Having dense breast tissue is another risk factor. Dense breasts have less fatty tissue and more glandular and fibrous tissue, which can make it harder to detect cancer on a mammogram. This not only increases the difficulty of screening, but also the risk itself. Women with dense breast tissue should discuss additional screening options with their healthcare provider, such as 3D mammography or supplemental ultrasound or MRI screening. Previous radiation therapy, particularly treatments received during childhood or young adulthood for other cancers, can also heighten the risk. The radiation that effectively treated a prior cancer can damage healthy cells in the breast, increasing the likelihood of developing breast cancer later. Regular screenings and vigilant monitoring are recommended for these individuals, beginning at an earlier age than the general population might typically start. Hormonal factors are another consideration. Prolonged exposure to estrogen, whether due to early menstruation before age 12 or late menopause after age 55, can increase risk. Similarly, hormone replacement therapy, HRT, taken during menopause, has been linked to higher breast cancer risk. Understanding these hormonal influences helps in crafting personalized screening strategies and medical guidance. Family history remains a strong indicator. Women with close relatives who have battled breast cancer are at a higher risk themselves. While 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer at some point in their lives, that statistic can be much higher if there's a strong family history. Therefore, those with such a history are often advised to start regular mammography screenings earlier, sometimes as young as 30. Finally, reproductive history also plays a role. Women who have no children or have their first child after age the 30th of May have a slightly higher breast cancer risk. The protective effects of pregnancy and breastfeeding have been observed in numerous studies, though the exact mechanisms remain to be entirely understood. In summary, the necessity for early and regular screening is shaped by a complex interplay of lifestyle choices, genetic predispositions, previous medical treatments, and familial patterns. By understanding and discussing these risk factors with their healthcare providers, women can develop an informed, tailored screening regimen that best suits their personal risk profile. Regular mammograms, combined with other tailored screening tools, present the best chance for early detection and successful treatment of breast cancer. Let's dive into some of the common questions and concerns about mammograms. These are the questions on many women's minds, and addressing them can make the experience and the decision to get screened much easier. First up is scanxiety. Scanxiety, or the anxiety you feel before and during a scan, is quite common. Many women worry about the potential for bad news or the discomfort of the procedure. It's natural to feel uneasy about health screenings, but it's crucial to remember that mammograms are there to help catch issues early when they're most treatable. One way to manage scanxiety is to talk openly with your healthcare provider about your fears. They can provide reassurance, explain the process in detail, and help you understand just how important these screenings are for your health. Next, let's tackle the concern about pain during a mammogram. Many women fear that the compression involved in the procedure will be painful. While it's true that the breast is compressed between 2 plates to get a clear image, the discomfort is usually brief. Most women describe it as a pressure or a squeeze, not outright pain. If you're worried, schedule your mammogram for a time when your breasts are least likely to be tender, such as right after your menstrual period. You can also take an over-the-counter pain reliever before your appointment, if you're particularly sensitive. Another common concern is confusion about when to start screenings. Different organizations have varying guidelines, which can be confusing. For the average risk woman, starting annual mammograms at age 40 is a generally accepted recommendation, but some guidelines suggest starting at 45 or even 50. If you have risk factors such as a family history of breast cancer, genetic mutations, or previous radiation therapy, you may need to start earlier. The best course of action is to discuss your individual risk factors with your doctor, who can help you decide the appropriate age to begin screening. For those wondering how to prepare for a mammogram to make it more comfortable, here are some tips. Avoid using deodorants, antiperspirants, lotions, or powders on the day of your exam, as these can appear on the mammogram and cause confusion. Wear a 2-piece outfit so you only have to remove your top, making it both convenient and less stressful. Additionally, bring along a friend or family member for support, especially if it's your first time. It's also important to address anxiety with practical steps. Arriving a little early to your appointment can help you get settled and calm your nerves. Deep breathing exercises or listening to calming music before and during your waiting period can also help reduce anxiety. Remember, the mammography technologists are trained to make the experience as comfortable as possible and are there to support you through the process. Some women are concerned about the results, and what's next if something abnormal is found? It's crucial to remember that not all abnormalities are cancer. Mammograms can detect benign conditions like cysts or fibroadenomas, which are not dangerous. If something is found, additional tests like an ultrasound or a biopsy may be needed for a clearer diagnosis. These steps, though daunting, are part of a thorough and careful approach to ensure your health. It's also worth touching on the preference for privacy, especially for women who might feel vulnerable during the procedure. Rest assured, the facilities follow stringent privacy protocols. Typically, only the technologist performing the mammogram will be with you in the room. If privacy is a significant concern, you can ask beforehand about the clinic's privacy measures. To wrap up, while there are many concerns surrounding mammograms, from anxiety and potential pain to confusion about when to start and how to prepare, the best advice is to communicate openly with your healthcare provider. They're there to provide support, guidance, and answers to any questions you may have. By doing so, you'll not only ease your worries, but also take a vital step in maintaining your health. Stay informed, stay prepared, and remember the benefits of early detection through mammography far outweigh the temporary discomfort or anxiety. Today, we've explored the significant role mammograms play in the early detection of breast cancer. We've demystified the process, highlighting the minimal radiation exposure involved, comparable to just a few weeks of natural background radiation, and the vital benefits this screening provides. We've also tackled the common misconception that the radiation from mammograms poses a high risk, understanding that the strict regulations and advanced technologies used in modern mammography ensure it remains a safe and effective tool. We've looked at the crucial importance of regular mammograms in detecting breast cancer early, which can significantly reduce mortality rates. Evidence shows that early detection through annual screenings can make a profound difference, allowing for treatments that are less invasive and more likely to preserve quality of life. We also shared inspiring advancements, such as the work of tactile examiners like Sakshi Dalmia from the Discovering Hands project. Her story highlights how innovative techniques are being used worldwide to complement traditional screening methods, increasing early detection, particularly in younger women who are less frequently diagnosed through mammograms. Additionally, we touched on the myths versus facts surrounding alternative screening methods such as MRIs and ultrasounds. While these can sometimes serve as supplementary tools, they do not replace the tried and true effectiveness of mammograms as the primary screening method for breast cancer. Understanding the various risk factors for breast cancer, be it genetic, lifestyle-related, or previous radiation treatments, can help tailor your screening schedule for the best possible outcomes. It's essential to have open and honest conversations with your healthcare provider about your individual risk factors and the appropriate timing for mammograms. Lastly, we've addressed common concerns from anxiety to potential discomfort during the procedure. Preparation and communication with medical staff can help make the experience as smooth as possible, ensuring you benefit fully from this important screening tool. So as we wrap up today's episode, remember the immense value of regular mammograms. Their role in early cancer detection cannot be overstated. If you're over 40 or have other risk factors, make sure to talk to your healthcare provider about starting or continuing your annual screenings. By staying proactive about your health, you're taking an essential step toward early detection and more effective treatment options. Thank you for joining us on the Voices of Hope podcast today. I'm Fabrice Somborn, and I hope you found this discussion enlightening and empowering. Stay healthy, stay informed, and as always, stay hopeful. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Voices of Hope podcast. We truly appreciate you spending your time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a review and let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and share it with your contacts and family. This podcast is created by Fabrice Somborn, who also handled the audio and mix using some AI tools. You can find us on any platform where you listen to podcasts. For more information and to support our mission, please visit our website at www.lightofafrica.org. At Light of Africa, we believe in bringing the light of empowerment to the darkness of poverty. Our vision is an Africa with adequate access to healthcare, education, and opportunities for all individuals. Our mission is to support African residents with basic needs while promoting pathways to economic independence. We uphold values of accountability, equity, diversity, inclusion, innovation, and learning. Our initiatives range from education and healthcare to sponsoring students and empowering communities. Together, we can create a brighter future. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Until next time, stay hopeful.